Welcome to The Dog Show with Julie Forbes. You're listening to Alternative Talk AM 1150. Great to be here this late August. I don't know, people are starting to talk about fall coming already, and I'm like, shh, not yet. We still have
Quiet down, people.
Yeah.
Savor this summer.
You know, I'm not normally a fan of summer. I mean, it's fine. It's fun and all that stuff, but I'm not a heat person at all. But gosh, this weather that we've been having, it's really been lovely. Speaking of events, and then after I announce these events, I'm going to bring on Victor Boemels. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'll find out. He's the president of Pet Playgrounds, and it's this really cool fencing system that's sort of, it's almost invisible to the eye, but it is actually a physical fence. So it's not like the brand like Invisible Fence where it's an electric fencing system. This is actually a physical fencing system that's really easy to install yourself. They have different heights, different lengths, and they're much more affordable than like putting up an actual like wooden fence or something like that. Pet Playgrounds is what it's called, and I'm going to be talking with him about his fencing system. And there is a coupon code for Dog Show listeners that gives you 5% off of whatever you order, which is awesome. The coupon code is THEDOGSHOW, all one word. And you can just go to petplaygrounds.com to check it out. And if you want to order some, be sure to enter in that code and you get a discount. The Dog Show is the coupon code, and that's petplaygrounds.com. I'm Julie Forbes, Seattle's dog behavior training and nutrition specialist. www.sensitivedog.com.
Tell your friends, the place to be is Alternative Talk 1150 AM.
Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling for a dog.
Welcome back to The Dog Show with Julie Forbes, and I'm back talking with Victor Boemels, who's the president of Pet Playgrounds, which is a really cool product. I get emails all the time about different products, different companies. And this one really grabbed my attention because of all of the things that it accomplishes, both for pets and their people. Petplaygrounds.com is the website, and we have a coupon code for Dog Show listeners that gives you a 5% discount if you just type in The Dog Show, all one word. You'll get a 5% discount off of that, whatever you order from there. And it's great. So, Victor, welcome to The Dog Show. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having us. Happy to be here.
So you are not only a dog lover. Victor has a white golden retriever who is how old?
She's 10 years old.
Okay. Nice. In her prime, as we like to say. And you have this product that is really unique in meeting people's fencing needs for their pets in a way that is affordable and also very effective, compared to your sort of traditional fencing, wooden fences or whatever, more affordable than that, and also very effective in, preventing dogs from digging under the fences especially. And then also different from electrical fences in the sense that it's a physical fence. It's not, something where the dog has to wear a collar and that the battery might wear out or something like that. But also very important for me, and I've heard a lot of people express this over the years too, about concerns with electrical fencing, is that they don't keep animals out. They just keep your dog in. And Pet Playgrounds does do both of those things. So tell us, now this is a fencing system that people can install on their own, or they can have a contractor come out and do it, but it is actually fairly easy to install. But tell us, what is this fencing system? What is it made out of? And kind of tell us about it.
What it's made out of, it's a combination of materials. What it's made is out of a 20-gauge hex wire combined with a 1,000-pound break-strength polypropylene mesh. And they're actually overlapped and combined together. What's also all supported with a monofilament tension cable. So there's actually a tension cable along the top and a tension cable along the bottom. The most important part is that the fence actually gets flared in on the bottom, meaning it lays flat on the ground for 6 or 8 inches and it gets staked down. So that's what makes it incredibly hard to dig under.
So what do you mean by flared in?
Meaning a part of the material actually bends and lays flat on the ground. It goes at a 90-degree angle.
Oh,
and
I see.
6 or 8 inches lays flat.
Oh, got
like
it.
A flap
Yep.
of material.
Okay.
So dogs don't know to start digging before that flap, and then on top of that there are stakes.
Okay. So that was one of the questions that I had when I'm thinking like, okay, you can install this yourself. I'm thinking people are going to have to dig down into the ground to get that, dog can't dig underneath it kind of function. I didn't even think of the fact that you can essentially bend it so that it lays flat on the ground. Way more effective, because so then the dog's not even getting to the dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so this is more affordable than like wooden or chain link fencing?
Absolutely. The part of the reason it's more affordable is you only require a post every 20 to 25 feet apart, or a tree can be substituted.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have some natural trees in the line where you might want your fence, each one can become a post. The other part that makes it affordable is that you actually really can do it yourself. Even parts when you need a post, the posts go into the ground. There's a sleeve that goes into the ground, and that goes into the ground with a sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty is when you hit a rock, you can actually change that post location.
Okay. So you have some flexibility there.
Absolutely. And the other really interesting part is because the fence blends in so well, it's so difficult to see, that you don't have to necessarily do a straight line. You can follow the natural contours of your property.
Right. Yeah, it's like, ooh, that doesn't look very even. Yeah, you really can't, you can't, in some of the photos, you can't see it at all. It's like, at first, when I very, very first was like, oh, what is this? And I was like, I can't see a fence, so this must be some sort of like electrical thing or something. But then it's like, no, it's not. And then I saw the closer up photos of the actual material. And I was like, oh, that's why you can't see it, just because it blends in so well.
Well, it's also difficult to see because there are no top rails. In place of traditional top rails that fences have, we have a monofilament tension cable, and it gets tensioned in sections. So that's what keeps the fence nice and tight and straight and makes the top edge disappear.
And so it must also be hard for dogs to climb over because of its flexibility, that there's not a rigid anything for them to like get their claws into and like, hoist themselves up. I imagine if they tried to jump and latch on, they would just sort of bend in or something.
Absolutely. It's incredibly hard to climb over from both the inside and the outside. Mm-hmm. And in terms of affordability, a 6-foot-tall fence doesn't cost significantly more than a 5-foot.
Mm-hmm. So this product's called Pet Playgrounds, and the website is petplaygrounds.com, and we have a coupon code for Dog Show listeners, which will give you a 5% discount off of your order, and that code is THEDOGSHOW, all one word, and you can just type that in as you're checking out. One of the things that I loved about the product as I was cruising through your website, Victor, is that there's so many different options as far as height and length. So you really can tailor it to your dog, the size of your dog, and also the size of your lot. I mean, maybe you have just a small area. You don't need, 900 feet of fencing. So you don't have to buy 900 feet of fencing. You can just get 100 feet if that's what you want. So there's really infinite flexibility in the height and also the length of the fencing. So I don't have a sense. I was trying to get a sense for what size of an area does like 900 feet like enclose? 900
feet is a very large area. We recommend that you use your house as one side of the enclosure. So if you can start and stop with the house, that's a great way to keep your dog in the same area as you are, so you're not isolating them. Using your house as one side, 200 or 300 linear feet, it's typically more than enough.
Yeah.
And the other great thing is you can always increase the size in the future.
Okay.
Get something within your budget.
Yep.
And and then when you're ready, make it larger.
That's cool. So it's very effective in preventing the dogs from digging under because you kind of turn it in the bottom of, you said about 6 to 8 inches of the bottom where you turn it in so it lays flat on the ground so that if a dog tries to dig, they're just going to hit that combination of wire. And then what was the other material that's overlay?
It's a polypropylene mesh, 1,000-pound break strength polypropylene mesh.
Okay. And it's very, 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 very hard for them to chew through. And,
Absolutely.
And it's also very, 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 very hard for them to climb over.
Yes.
Not impossible. I can't say that about anything. But as far as fencing goes, it really accomplishes all those things. It's very almost invisible. So for people who don't want to necessarily see a fence, that's great. Now, do you ever see the dogs, like, because it blends in so well where the dogs, when they're getting used to it, do you have to like bring them around the edges and show them so that they don't like run through it like a screen or something?
Absolutely. We recommend that you walk your dog around the perimeter to show them where the fence is,
Mm-hmm.
For the first time out. And after that, they're just so happy to be running free. 99% of the time, they don't even look at the fence.
Yeah. And so people order this and then they can either install it themselves or have somebody. Now, do you have people that you would send out if someone's like, I'm not installing this by myself. I don't care how easy it is. Do you have people you work with?
We do in many areas.
Okay.
I encourage you to contact us, and then if we don't, really anyone with simple tools, a handyman, a gardener, what we can do is we can help them understand how to do it,
mm-hmm.
make sure they have everything they need, and then we make ourselves available 7 days a week if they have any questions.
Cool. So this is a fencing system called Pet Playgrounds, and the website is petplaygrounds.com. There's a coupon code for Dog Show listeners, THEDOGSHOW, all one word. And if you type that in as you're checking out, you'll receive a 5% discount off the product. And there's lots of different options for the height. Now, what is the lowest height that it comes in?
4 foot tall.
4 foot. So you can get 4 foot, 5 foot, or 6 foot?
Correct.
Okay. And then there's all different lengths. I think it's from 100 feet to 900 feet. Is that right? Is that the range?
That's the range available, but we can make larger enclosures than that.
Okay. That's pretty big, though. And like you said, you can always add. So you could start with like 100 or 200 and then, increase that as time goes by, just based off of need or just for budget reasons or whatever. So that's cool, too. Lots of flexibility. Now, do you have this, I assume? Do you have this set up for your girl? Now, what's her name? Goya? And
yes.
She's a 10-year-old white golden retriever.
Yes.
And does she love her Pet Playgrounds fencing system?
She does. That's where I did all the training with her. She's able to, run off leash because she learned in her Pet Playground.
Now, how did you come up, I know you're a dog lover and you're very passionate about this, and it just seems like a really great product. Of course, to give dogs who might not otherwise have the opportunity to run around off leash. I mean, I know, especially living in the city, in Seattle and other cities, off leash time is really hard to come by unless you go to like a dog park. And I don't really like dog parks. I've talked about that on the show before. There's no screening for dogs who go to dog parks, and it can be overwhelming for dogs and all this kind of stuff. But then people are like, well, my dog is then just, sort of limited to just a 6-foot leash. And, we don't have a very big yard, or we don't have a budget to put up, a big wooden or chain link fence. Those cost thousands of dollars. And this can really make it possible for people to provide their pet with some freedom. How long ago did you start this?
We're starting our 5th year.
Okay. And was the idea of like the overlaying everything, was that just your brainchild?
It evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Through the years, the fence has gotten stronger, and we've made some modifications to make it even easier to install.
Mm-hmm.
So the dogs really taught us. The Houdini dogs that are testing fences, they're the ones that taught us how to flare it in and stake it to the ground.
Yeah.
the materials themselves, they're so flexible that you can do things that no other fence can do. And that's what, makes it possible for the people who never thought they could find a solution. Here it is.
Cool. Well, I love it. Again, it's petplaygrounds.com is the website. Coupon code is THEDOGSHOW. For Dog Show listeners, you'll receive a 5% discount off of your purchase, whatever size and length you want to go with. They've offered that, which is great. Thanks so much for that. And, this is just great. It gives your dog an opportunity to get exercise. You get to go out and play with your dog off leash. Burns that energy, which we know is so important for, behavioral challenges, and just to give the dog some time to just be out, run around, be outside, and not have to be on leash, and also not have to be at like a dog park or something like that, because that's not a good fit for a lot of dogs. It's not an electrical fence. So, you don't have to do any, all that training. Certainly, a lot of people get those electrical fencing systems that they install themselves and then mess up on the training. And then the dog is so traumatized they don't want to go outside. And then also for me, big important one is that it keeps, it does, because it is an actual physical barrier, is that it keeps other animals out, which is important. Other dogs, coyotes, raccoons, for little dogs, like all those guys, keeps them out. So it keeps your pet safe. And, I think it's a great product. That's why it caught my eye and why I have you here. So I appreciate you doing this and offering this for people and their pets. And you must love getting the feedback from happy customers and getting all those videos and pictures. They have a lot of videos and stuff on the website, petplaygrounds.com, of, dogs enjoying their freedom and playing Frisbee and all that kind of stuff. So it's great.
It's just great to see the dogs run free the first time. Sometimes the dog has never run free in their entire life, and that first 5 minutes, they're just smiling.
Cool. I love it. Well, Victor, thanks so much for being on the show and for coming up with this great product. Again, it's called Pet Playgrounds. Website is petplaygrounds.com. There's a coupon code for Dog Show listeners. It's The Dog Show, all one word. Type that in as you're checking out, and you'll get 5% off of your purchase. There's you can get 4 foot, 5 foot, or 6 foot height, and then there's lengths from 100 feet to 900 feet, and you said even longer, but that's that's a large area. So you can
gates of all sizes.
Oh, that's right, and there's gates too. That's I'm glad you said that, because that's important. So like, how do we get in and out if it's not through the house or something like that? So. Well, best of luck to you, Victor, and thanks again for your time today. Petplaygrounds.com is the website. The coupon code for Dog Show fans is The Dog Show, all one word. And when we come back, I'm going to answer Eric's question about barking and our dogs actually saying something when they bark other than hey, 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 hey. And also talking a little bit more about the talk that I'll be giving on October 23rd at the Natural Pet Pantry, The Art of Nonverbal Communication. You're listening to The Dog Show with Julie Forbes.
And I said, Lord, I'm happy because I'm just walking my dog, singing my song, strolling along. It's just me and my dog, catching some sun, we can't go wrong.
Hey, Seattle, this is Julie Forbes. When I got engaged a couple of years ago, one of the first things my fiancé said about our wedding was, we need a wedding planner. I thought to myself, what do we need a wedding planner for? We hired Jenny Harding and New Chapter Weddings, and I now know there is no way we could have done it without her. If you are planning a wedding or corporate event, do yourself a favor and hire New Chapter Wedding and Event Planning. They did an amazing job for us, and they will for you. Find them online at newchapterweddings.com.
Wish your dog didn't hate going to the vet? Wish you were welcomed by a team who cared? Jet City Animal Clinic is an enjoyable respite from the same old thing. Dr. Anderson and her team have created a full-service facility that combines veterinary expertise with a comfortable style. Jet City Animal Clinic is located in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood on 12th Avenue across from Seattle U. Bring your crazy questions, odd ideas, and alternative thinking. Jet City Animal Clinic will work with you to keep your furry family members healthy and happy. Traditionally educated with an open mind, call call us at 206-329-0253 or email info@jetcityanimalclinic.com to make an appointment. Jet City Animal Clinic, a unique approach to the health care of your urban pet, a local family practice. JetCityAnimalClinic.com.
Conversations Live with Vicki St. Clair discusses issues that are important to you, like good health and well-being, finding a new job and building your business, overcoming life's big challenges and making sense out of chaos, and living with passion and joy. Join us Mondays at noon Pacific for Conversations Live with Vicki St. Clair. See conversationslive.net for show schedule and guest information.
The Natural Pet Pantry is Seattle's original source for wholesome dog and cat meals, offering 8 different protein options to accommodate your pet's dietary needs. Made locally using all U.S.-sourced ingredients, their freshly ground stews, raw or cooked, can be purchased from their 2 stores in Burien and Kirkland, most independent pet supply stores, or delivered right to your door. Go to naturalpetpantry.com for more information. I'm Julie Forbes, and my first choice for my pet's food is the Natural Pet Pantry. It's the educated choice.
Spread the word. You don't have to settle for the usual talk radio. Now there's Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
I don't care what the politicians spout. If you need a companion, why just go out by the pound and find yourself a hound and make that dog get proud, because that's what it's all about.
Welcome back to the Dog Show with Julie Forbes. I was just talking with Victor Bomels. I don't think I got that enunciation just right, but pretty close. He is the president of Pet Playgrounds. Really cool product. Petplaygrounds.com is the website. Check it out. It's a fencing system that's very, very strong. It's very hard for dogs to dig under, very hard for dogs to chew through, very, very hard for dogs to climb over. Really flexible, and you can hardly see it. And it's also super affordable. So if you're kind of wanting a fence or wishing you had a fence, but you have, maybe just too small of a space for a big, chunky, wooden fence or chain link fence, nobody likes the look of those, this might be a great option for you. So be sure to type in the coupon code THEDOGSHOW and receive 5% off your purchase. Petplaygrounds.com. If you missed any part of this show or any of our 287, I think, episodes now, you can find all of them archived in a few different places online. You can go to our website, dogradioshow.com. All of our shows are archived on our website on the podcast page. That's dogradioshow.com. You can also go to iTunes and download all of our episodes for free as a free audio podcast on iTunes. Just search for The Dog Show with Julie Forbes. And now you can also, thanks to SoundCloud, listen to our episodes as they get archived every week through our Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook and you have not liked our page yet, be sure to do that. Just search for The Dog Show with Julie Forbes, and then you'll see I'll post the link to each new episode as they happen.
Visit petplaygrounds.com. Yeah, petplaygrounds.com. Dogs need to run free. Our non-electric fence makes it easy. Your dog can't climb or dig or chew. It's perfect for your best friend and for you.